Welcome to Top 2 Day. Today, we're diving into 10 more disturbing and banned films ever made. We've already explored brutal gore movies like Martyrs, watched Requiem for a Dream, Faces of Death, and even Japanese films like Doll of Flesh, which we could barely even call a movie. This list ranges from well-made but extremely hard-to-watch films to unsettling cult horrors like Begotten or The Human Centipede, which are disturbing not only because of their content, but also because of the way they were filmed. Thanks to everyone who left comments on our last video. You guys are awesome, and your suggestions helped make this video happen. If you haven't seen the previous videos, feel free to check them out. Got any more shocking films to recommend? Let me know in the comments. Hit the like button and subscribe if you want more. All right, let's get started. Number 10. The Nightingale, 2018. Set in 1825, The Nightingale follows a young Irish convict named Claire, who is trapped in the brutal world of the British penal colony in Tasmania. After a horrific act of violence destroys her family, she embarks on a relentless journey for revenge, joined by an Aboriginal tracker named Billy. This is not your typical revenge film. Director Jennifer Kent, The Babadook, doesn't shy away from showing the raw, ugly reality of colonial violence. The film features graphic depictions of assault, murder, and racism that many viewers found almost unbearable to watch. But beneath its brutality lies a powerful story about trauma, injustice, and the shared pain of two people who have been silenced by history. It's both devastating and unforgettable, a film you'll respect but probably never want to watch again. You can find this movie on Netflix. Number 9. Aftermath, 1994. This Spanish short film is only 30 minutes long, but trust me, it will stay in your head far longer than that. Aftermath takes place entirely inside a morgue, following a pathologist who starts his night shift and then takes a very dark turn. What begins as a quiet clinical autopsy soon descends into something deeply disturbing, crossing boundaries that most films wouldn't dare approach. What makes Aftermath so unsettling is that there's no dialogue at all, just cold, sterile imagery and haunting sound design. Every scene is shown in unflinching detail, with a sense of realism that makes it hard to watch. It's not just gore for shock's sake. It's the complete stripping away of humanity that makes this film so hard to stomach. Because of its graphic and taboo subject matter, Aftermath has been banned or heavily restricted in several countries. But for fans of extreme cinema, it's often praised as one of the most effective and disturbing short films ever made. You can watch it on YouTube. Number 8. Threads, 1984. Threads is a British television drama that stunned audiences with its unflinching portrayal of nuclear war and its devastating aftermath. Unlike typical disaster movies, Threads shows the horrifying consequences of nuclear conflict on everyday people in the city of Sheffield, England, from the immediate blast to the slow collapse of society over months and years. The film doesn't hold back. It graphically depicts the destruction of homes, the suffering caused by radiation sickness, famine, and the breakdown of government and social order. What makes Threads truly terrifying is its hyper-realistic style. It feels more like a documentary than fiction, which made it incredibly hard to watch when it first aired. Today, Threads remains one of the most powerful anti-war films ever made, a bleak warning of humanity's capacity for self-destruction that still resonates decades later. You can find this movie on YouTube. Number 7. Snowtown, 2011. Based on true events, Snowtown, also known as The Snowtown Murders, is an Australian crime drama that tells the chilling story of one of the country's most notorious serial killers. Set in a small town, the film follows 16-year-old Jamie as he becomes entangled with John Bunting, a manipulative man who leads a group responsible for gruesome murders and body disposal. What makes Snowtown so disturbing isn't just the horrific crimes themselves, but the raw, unfiltered look at the toxic environment that breeds such violence. The film doesn't sensationalize the killings. Instead, it delivers an unsettling, almost documentary-like portrayal that leaves viewers shaken to the core. If you're ready for a film that will haunt your thoughts long after it ends, Snowtown is a chilling, unforgettable experience. You can find it on Netflix, Prime, and other platforms. Number 6. A Clockwork Orange, 1971. No list of disturbing and banned films would be complete without mentioning A Clockwork Orange, a pure classic and one of the most influential movies ever made. Directed by Stanley Kubrick and based on Anthony Burgess's novel, this film dives into a dystopian future where ultra-violent youth roam the streets, led by the charismatic and cruel Alex DeLarge. What makes A Clockwork Orange so unforgettable is its stunning visual style, unforgettable soundtrack, and the way it forces you to confront difficult questions about free will, violence, and state control. Despite the controversy, A Clockwork Orange remains a cinematic masterpiece, brilliant, unsettling, and provocative. It's a must-watch for anyone interested in film history, but be warned, its themes and imagery are intense and will stay with you long after the credits roll. You can find it in Internet Archive for free or on Apple TV. Number 5. Begotten, 1990. Begotten is not a movie. It's an experience unlike anything else you've ever seen. Directed by experimental filmmaker E. Elias Merhig, this silent black and white film tells a bizarre and deeply symbolic creation myth using unsettling and grotesque imagery that pushes the limits of visual storytelling. Shot with extreme grain and high contrast, Begotten looks almost like ancient, decaying footage, making it difficult to watch and even harder to forget. The film has no dialogue or conventional plot. Instead, it relies on nightmarish scenes that suggest birth, death, and rebirth in a raw, primal way. Because of its disturbing visuals and abstract style, Begotten was banned in several countries and remains a cult classic among fans of experimental and horror cinema. You can find the movie for free on YouTube and other platforms. Number 4. Kneel by Mouth, 1997. Kneel by Mouth is a raw, brutal drama directed by Gary Oldman, based loosely on his own experiences growing up in Southeast London. Unlike typical horror or gore films, this movie dives deep into the horrors of domestic abuse and addiction within a working-class family. The story follows a troubled couple battling alcohol, violence, and shattered relationships. The film's strength lies in its unflinching portrayal of emotional and physical abuse. The fights, the pain, and the despair feel painfully real, almost suffocating. Because of its harsh language, intense scenes of violence, and disturbing depiction of family breakdown, Kneel by Mouth was banned or heavily censored in several countries. It's not an easy watch, but it's an important and powerful film that shows horror rooted in everyday life, rather than supernatural scares. You can watch it for free on Internet Archive or on Apple TV and other platforms. Number 3. The Human Centipede Trilogy, 2009 to 2015. If you think you've seen disturbing, the Human Centipede Trilogy takes it to a whole new level, or should we say a whole new body. The first film shocked the world with its grotesque and unforgettable concept, surgically connecting people mouth to anus to create the infamous human centipede. Seriously, who comes up with this stuff? The second and third parts dive even deeper into madness. By the time you get to part 3, it's almost so trashy and ridiculous, it becomes strangely funny, like a bizarre fever dream of horror gone wild. Part 3 even features an over-the-top Hollywood twist with celebrity cameos and enough absurd gore to make you question your life choices. Critics slammed the trilogy, but fans embraced its so bad it's good vibe. It's the kind of movie series you love to hate or hate to love. Definitely a wild ride through the weirdest corners of body horror cinema. Just be warned, this trilogy is not for the faint-hearted, or for anyone with a sensitive stomach. The movie available on Netflix. Number 2. Caligula, 1979. Caligula is infamous as one of the most controversial and outrageous films ever made, a historical drama turned shocking scandal fest. Produced by Penthouse Magazine's Bob Guccione, the movie dives deep into the depraved and violent reign of the Roman Emperor Caligula, packed with explicit sex scenes, brutal violence, and jaw-dropping excess. What sets Caligula apart from other historical epics is its explicit nature. The film blurs the line between art and pornography with real, unsimulated sex scenes that shocked audiences and censors worldwide. Its graphic depiction of orgies, sadism, and political intrigue made it banned or heavily censored in multiple countries. The production itself was a chaotic mess, with director Tinto Brass replaced midway and producers adding explicit content after principal filming, turning the movie into a notorious cult curiosity. Despite the controversy, Caligula is strangely mesmerizing, a bizarre, decadent journey into madness, power, and excess. You can watch it on Dailymotion and Internet Archive for free. Number 1. Traces of Death, 1993. Topping our list is Traces of Death, a shockumentary that goes far beyond what Faces of Death dared to show. While Faces of Death mixed staged scenes with real footage, Traces of Death is known for its uncompromising presentation of actual, graphic death and disaster footage, making it one of the most controversial and disturbing films ever made. This film features unfiltered clips from real accidents, suicides, war zones, and executions, with zero censorship or fakery. It's raw, brutal, and often nearly impossible to watch, the kind of footage that made many countries ban it outright. Unlike Faces of Death, which sometimes blurs the line between reality and staged scenes, Traces of Death offers no illusions. What you see is real, and it's horrifying. The film available on Internet Archive, but be really careful if you decide to watch it. Because of this, Traces of Death has become infamous among shock film fans and horror enthusiasts as the ultimate extreme experience, and it definitely definitely earns its spot as the most disturbing and banned film on our list. So, that's it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this dive into some of the most disturbing and banned films ever made, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more chilling content. Don't forget to leave a comment below. Tell me which of these films shocked you the most, or share any other disturbing movies you think we should cover next. Your support means everything and helps keep this channel growing. Stay tuned for more dark and twisted journeys into the world of cinema. That was Top 2 Day. See you in the next one.